Why? Why couldn't you just leave us here in peace? Marianne, we should be able to help you this time. Please let us in. No, I don't need your help. Please leave. I'm begging you. Princess Lyris, your story should have you living happily ever after. I won't give up. This barrier is composed of an extremely hard and resistant will, but the Holy Blade is in your hands now, Lunara. If I remember correctly, the Holy Blade should be able to cut through any will that comes from water. Correct, clever one. I've got it. Sorry, Marianne. Just bear with us. Don't come back here again. It's warm here, and I like it that way. Don't come to me with your expectations, with a determined look on your face. Just leave me alone till the consciousness that keeps this form together fades away. No one needs saving, and that's great. Just let me decay here on my own until everything has broken down, until nothing more than a puddle of dirty water is left. Please stop. I'm begging you. Stay away. This is our anapausis. Holy sword, do your bidding. And then slice! Straight from the head to her navel. Isn't that the point? We have to split her into Mary, Anne, and Lyris. Why are you doing this? Is the truth really that important? What's wrong with forever dwelling on dreams of the past? It might be that the truth isn't that important. I mean, I don't agree with that, but apparently we do. Ah, we're trying to say that the future is more important. Whatever. Indeed, even if all you regard me as a villain, I have never once given up on the future. That's actually a really good point. Wait, you're... That is correct. I am Narcissus. Renee! Why does everybody keep saying that? That's the second time now. What? Yes, I am Renee. That is who I am now. What? What happened? I am most pleased to see you both, as well as Anne. Your present state could be said to be something beyond human or oceanid, a state of transcendence. As human is to ape, so is superhuman to human. You are now the meaning of Fontaine itself. Is this really a good time to be saying this sort of stuff? You don't think about anyone else's feelings, do you, Narcissus? My apologies. I am responsible for the circumstances that led you all here. It's okay. I've already forgiven him, Marianne. Please, look at this. This is... This is the eternity I've always longed to protect. Renee. Yes. I can't forgive Narcissus just yet, but Renee is a different story. The Narcissus Institute was our home. Why did things turn out this way? It was likely doomed to be thus from the moment Alan had us act out the story of the hero Narcissus and the evil dragon over and over. I too miss the way things used to be, but Narcissus was born out of the delusion of salvation, and what a protracted dream that was. But I was roused from that dream. Now it is your turn. It's not a contradiction to accept your past as well as how you'll live your life going forward. That's what Caterpillar told me. The apocalypse has been stopped, and the future is full of possibilities. The future holds more for you than just pain. This, I promise you. If you cannot accept yourself, you can allow Anne to merge with you. Then use the holy blade of Narcissus to separate the personas of Lyris and the young Marianne. That won't be necessary. I'm willing to accept the past. Our little hero Anne's adventure is hers alone. I will live on as myself and see what the world you risked everything to save is like, Renee. Huh? The Holy Blade of Narcissus is... I see. Your will has been conveyed, Marianne. The Holy Blade's purpose has been fulfilled, and its significance in the story has ended. Pama doesn't totally get it, but does it mean that Lunara won't be able to use that cool title anymore? Fun with me. Let us return to the original topic. You said you'd like to see the outside, but this is now Guillotine's world. I doubt there'll be much to see. However, if you can bring yourself to like it, that would be ideal. And, Renee, shall we travel together? Absolutely. As for me, regrettably, you must allow me to decline. There is still something that I must do. Oh, okay. In that case, don't forget to give me your address. I'll write to you about what Anne and I encounter on our journey. He doesn't have opposable thumbs. He cannot open your letter to read it. Just like when you and Jacob would tell me about what you saw in Sumeru. Except I'm afraid our journey will have to wait a teeny bit longer. Caterpillar did say that we would have a reunion or something. That's right. He should be here soon. Let's wait a little longer for him, shall we? Alright, you two do that. Let's take this opportunity to talk to Marianne, Lunara. I don't care about Marianne. Can we go back to the fact that Narcissus Cruz is actually Renee? How did that happen? When did that happen? Why did that happen? I am perplexed. And why are we killing him Narcissus Cruz if he's actually Renee? It makes no sense. Make it make sense. Perhaps I should have proposed a toast to us who were once human. Though I don't think any of us could imbibe the way we are now. Was there anything that could not be said before we set off? I'm just giving you a chance. It may not have been a good time for you to say some things back there. You could tell. Well, it cannot be helped. I've expended too much of my power. I shall not remain able to maintain myself for long. But why? We work so hard to... But before I disappear, tell me what you learned over these last few centuries. I would like to know what sort of dreams you had. Until I met Knight Lunara and Paimon, I was always searching for Princess Lyris. Even after learning the truth, that I was just a character in someone's dream, I have no regrets. That's because I've already completed the best and greatest adventure of all. Perhaps my reward is being able to turn my dreams into reality. I was just going back and forth between prisons and books, occasionally dreaming about parts of my previous life. There were times when I wondered whether the butterfly became me or I became the butterfly. But once I awoke, I realized that I was only a caterpillar. The butterfly is also me, but whether it's the future or past me is hard to say. Dreams, magic, memories, esotericism, all that I once held dear now seems worthless to me. During the first 10 years, I focused all my power on preventing the dissipation of my will. During the years that followed, I used that potent will to construct a universe within myself to resist my coming fate. That is how I held on. I suppose it is the same for you, to build a beautiful dream out of the ruins of what was once our home. That is an incredible thing. Marianne was right. It's warm here. Yes, I know. I grow weary. Anne, please leave me here. Farewell. He never did change his name back to Renee, did he? Yet, I don't get it. What if life is just a dream? I guess I'm missing something. Oh, so this is where the adventure we have and had come from. This is where the adventure we and Anne had came from. No wonder everything was so chaotic. It wasn't finished. Yeah, I couldn't figure out an ending out. At that point, everything had fallen apart. But the more such things happen, the more we want a simple, happy ending. You know, sometimes you say I and sometimes you say we. Are you really Marianne or are you Lyris, the oceanid they're always talking about? I don't know. Well, not that it matters anymore. Anne, Caterpillar, you're back. Where's Renee? He was a bit tired, so he went to rest. Huh. Well, Paimon hopes he turns over a new leaf and stops causing trouble. Seymour, you can come over now. Understood. So many short people. Miss Marianne. Your new hair and eye colours are simply dazzling. Honestly, you silly dog, is that all you can say? My language centre is unable to express the information I am processing. I know, you're still the same as ever. Sorry, I missed you so much. Right, so things happened, huh? Then there's Jacob. Ms. Lunara and Miss Paimon's description largely fits with the facts, but one thing must be added. My power output during combat has been far below expectations. This is because over 30% of my components were damaged during the battle at Elinus and have not been maintained since. I hope you will consider this when evaluating my performance and will not choose to scrap me. Of course not. You've always been strong and brave. You are much more resilient than we are, Seymour. Indeed, my designer, Alan Guillotin, is Fontaine's leading engineer, and the components I am made of represent the best of the nation's material science and craftsmanship. That's so much you meant. What are your next orders, Miss Marianne? You decide, Marianne. As far as Seymour is concerned, I'm just Dan. Seymour, what would you like to do? My primary directive is to accompany and protect you, Miss Marianne, on behalf of Alan Guillotin. Oh, you silly. Those are my brother's, Alan's instructions. I'm asking you what you want to do. I once promised Miss Mimir that once I found my mistress, I would return to her coordinates and thank her. And that was correct of you. Good dog. Marianne, do you remember what you once said to me? Yes. Seymour, I hope you can become the master of your own fate, that in the future you will do what you want to do and what you think is right. Miss Marianne, do I understand this correctly? Are you saying that my previously received orders should be regarded as null and void? Yes, so let me ask you again, Seymour. What do you want to do? I wish to remain by your side, Miss Marianne, but I also wish to accompany Miss Mimir. However, I calculate that the spatial requirements of those two wishes are incompatible. You don't say. Perhaps not. We will be taking a trip to explore this world, and Miss Mimir is an artist, isn't she? Then let our journeys coincide. We will leave our footprints in the deserts, in the forests, and in the snowfields, in the lost ancient city of Yith, in Arcadia, and in golden Hyperborea. I'm sorry, where are these places? Where are Yith, Arcadia, and Hyperborea? Because I don't think I've ever heard of them before. We will enjoy the sights we see and the stories we write together. What do you think, Seymour? I find that's a very reasonable suggestion, Miss Marianne, but I will need to ask for Miss Mimir's consent. Yes, of course. Let us agree to meet here. In any case, I'm eager to meet this artist who's kept you company for so long. Coordinates entered. So next. Lunara, Paimon, and Caterpillar, you are the bravest and strongest of all. Thank you all so much. Wait, so I'm no longer a knight? God, I got demoted really quickly. That story is over. And for me, for us, you, as you are now, are the realest and most important of all. And not just in the story when you play the role of a knight. Just like the Holy Blade in the story became a new sword when its mission was complete, so too will the knight return as a new person. Paimon can't decide if you're praising or criticizing Lunara here. It is praise, of course. You have written an end to an unfinishable story, and you have brought us a new tale. We will never forget this. Oh, come on, there's no need to be so polite. I've also gained a lot from being able to play my role in this tale. I hope you'll have a wonderful trip. Yes, and I'm confident we will meet again in the future. I don't know if I want to meet you again. Then it is time for me to return to Miss Mimir's coordinates. We can come too. Caterpillar, come with us, would you? Let's go. Yes, very well. I will accompany you. Gameplay tutorial. Sword of Narcissus and Cruz. Oh, it's an actual weapon? Your destiny with Narcissus and Cruz has come to a conclusion. I mean, technically not yet. But still, power still remains within the Holy Blade, immersing the Sword of Narcissus and Cruz in the font brimming with magical power within the story of Anapausis can change the sword's alignment between Numa and Usha. Where? Where? I don't know. Not that it matters, but you know. I just want to know for argument's sake. Here? Nope. Where? Maybe it's back in actual Anapausis, not in this dream realm. Maybe that's the problem. Go to Merry Sea Village. Yeah, that's cute and all, but... let's go here. Where is this well? Well. Where are... There it is. Little fountain. Arriving at the predestined location makes the Sword of Nuzzus and Cruz tremble as if it has come to life. Offer up the drained conch... I'm sorry. I think I just answered one of the questions I had. What these conches were for, because I need to grab some more, because I don't think I have enough. I've only got 4. I dare say 4 is not enough. Okay. I don't know what colour Usher is. If the end of time scale is reached and the universe is like a blank sheet of paper, the former holy blade will project its shadow to reveal the way forward. Just tell me what bloody colour it is. You think I remember which is which? Sure as hell don't. That's why I call them purple and yellow. I don't have any recollection. Okay, so where is this sword? I'm gonna assume it's at 0 level, so or level 1. Is it not even a weapon? I don't see it. What's the point in changing its affinity if you can't equip it? That's a pretty sword. Cinnabar spindle. There it is! Sword of Nuzzus and Cruz. How do you refine it? Okay, so it's just a straight attack. Fine. When the equipping character does not have an arc. When normal attacks, charge attacks, plunging attacks strike, an energy blast will be unleashed, dealing 160% of attack as damage. This effect can be triggered once every 12 seconds. The energy blast is determined by the current type. It's so pretty when it's purple. Okay. Oh, it goes up 40% each time. So what does... Oh, I see. I'm short a conch shell then. Because I would need 5. How am I supposed to know which one I have? You can have all 4 of them. Do I have to do this one at a bloody time? I have to do it one at a time. Why is it not very fountainy? It's very dry. Okay. So who is this weapon good for? I really like the purple. I hope that somebody can use it eventually. But where is my missing goddamn conch cup? Oops. I still don't know where the water is though. Where is this water that we're scooping up to get a surging sacred chalice? I know not. Anywho, we can use these bad boys now. And refine it to refine level 4. It's so pretty. I love it. Oh, look at the little elements down there. I love it. Yeah, it goes up 40% every time. It's not bad. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's not bad. I mean, whether it's actually good or not, you guys have to be the judge of that. Because I don't know what's good or not, generally speaking. Okay, so oh, there is only 4. I haven't missed any conch shells. Where did I pick them up from? Oh, look at it. It's fully refined. Can I fully enhance it? What do you need to ascend? You need shit. Cool. Where the fuck do I get that? Robotic ruse? I haven't found whatever it is, so I can't fix you. I can at least get you to level 20. I can try and make you all purty. It's starting to get shiny, right? Okay, well, what days do you take? It is neither of those days. So, what domain have I not unlocked here? I've got every domain. What?
I see the value.
That is a very good point. That is a very good point. My damn commission reward. It's 20 primogems I can get, guys. Let's go. Hey, Catherine.
Add Astra.
Gimme.
Thank you for.
Do I have any resin that I can condense? I have been doing this thing for... Really, I could get one. Oh, 6 off. I've been doing these domains for artifacts for Farina, and I have not gotten a single fucking one I want. It is so annoying. I now have... I had about 30 to start off with. Was it 30? I think it was about 30 I started off with, and now I'm on 63. And I still can't get a single one of these things with the stats I want. It is driving me insane. I have like a bajillion of these and not a single one is right. I just... She's going to be a really bad Farida. She's not going to be as cool as she's meant to be. Anyway, I'm still Googling this. Sir. What is Domain of Forgery Robotic Ruse? Or is it just because it's not the right day, it won't show me which is the correct location? Maybe that's the case. I don't often click on these things. I think... God, that took a lot of fucking research. It's this one. Yeah, okay. You get it here on the correct days. I don't know why that information was so difficult to find. I don't know, not even just on the internet, but even from a game perspective. Just because it's not one of the days that you need to go to the domain, or sorry, rephrase it, you can go to the domain on, doesn't mean that it shouldn't tell you where it is on the map. That was really annoying. I'm quite actually unreasonably, in my case, I consider it to be reasonable, reasonably mad at the fact that this game would not tell me which domain it physically was just because it's the wrong day. That's really stupid. Anyway, let's just get this shit done. Let's just be done with this. I have a headache. I'm just so disappointed by the end of the story. I just want it to finish. Lunara and Paimon and Seymour, you need to come back? As it is, Paimon, or do you sound a little angry, Mimir? Yes, even without Lunara and Paimon's help, my positioning and navigational modules would have allowed me to return. Incredible! Wait, so you were just surprised? Well, I knew you wouldn't disappear with the token that symbolizes my life and birth. I also knew that Lunara and Paimon would be sure to bring you back. Returning to your side is what I wanted to do. It's not a concept I fully understand, but logic prompts me to do this. I believe this is correct. That's kind of complicated and I can't say I understand, but never mind. It's just good that you're back. Oh, and this is... Hello, don't worry about me. I'm just along for the ride. Is that so? Well, you're a fascinating caller. And regardless, I'm delighted to see Seymour. I haven't heard from Father since the message Lunara passed on, and then Seymour left. It was difficult for me. Yeah, well, that's because you suck at making friends. Wait, wasn't Marianne supposed to come with us? Oh, it looks like Mimir doesn't know what happened while you were in a daze. Everyone in Mary's Sea Village helped me during that time, and that's what made me realize what Father meant. Oh yes, I've been learning a new style of painting while I was with them. Is it even more novel than before? I think it'll be easier to understand. Even the Melusines in Mary's Sea Village can tell what I'm painting now, rather than just saying, oh, how lovely. Wow, Paimon can't wait to see your priceless masterpieces. Hee hee. Oh, and speaking of paintings, Marianne mentioned something. Seymour explains the idea of a joint trip. Really? That sounds wonderful. Let's set off now then, on our round-the-world trip of artistic creation. Yes, let's go. Now, this instant. I'll pack up my art supplies and clothes. You just sit tight and wait for me, alright? Yes, Ms. Mamiya. Not sure why Marianne didn't come with us. Whoa, you sure are springing into action. Of course, I mean, if you don't act, your dreams will never come true, right? Paints, paints. While we wait, let me express my gratitude to you, Miss Lunara, Miss Paimon, and Mr. Caterpillar. This is based on my own judgment and what, as Miss Marianne says, I want to do. With your help, I have finally been able to complete my task. However, I still do not understand what it means to become the master of my own fate. Fate, you see, is a concept humans create to help them understand things. It is not real. Whoa, Paimon doesn't know how to explain this now. Didn't they tell you? Just do what you want to do. If you always do what you want to do, you'll become the master of your fate. I see. And what I want to do now is to sit here and wait for Ms. Mamiya. Okay, in that case, Paimon wishes you all a good trip. Thanks, Paimon. Paintings to give, then paintings to give. Be a good dog and look after Mamiya, alright? I will. It is what I want to do. You and Caterpillar arrive outside Mercy Village. You mean arrive outside? You mean we leave Mercy Village? Pfft. So the town assistant cruise has ended. It is time for me to follow my own path, which is... Where will you go, Caterpillar? That is a good question, Paimon. And since the beginning of time, only the most determined and resilient of people have found their answers. There you go again. I jest. For now, the only thing I can be sure of is that I still owe Lemoire half a story. But I don't know how it ends yet. There's a lot to consider. I don't know where I'll go, but there are a few things I need to find. Is that so? So goodbye, Lunara, and farewell, Paimon. Meeting you both has been the most fortunate thing to happen in this life of mine. No. Bye. Yeah, take care, Caterpillar. Don't let anyone find out who you really are. That'd be a pain. The Hilichurl smiles before turning to leave. But the thing is, we still don't know what he was to start off with. Because he decided that in the end he didn't want to know. He knew he was a test subject, an experimental thing. But he decided in the end that he didn't want to know about his origins. But I want to know about his origins. I want to know how he came into being. It's really interesting. And it's almost like the writers are like, I can't be bothered to think up an origin story for him, so we're just going to make him change his mind about wanting to find out. Yes, she'll be right. No, she won't bloody be alright. I want to know the answer myself. How frustrating. Yeah, I'm feeling let down. I really am. I expected more of the battle with Jacob. I was totally expecting like a second form or a third form or whatever. It was a letdown. And then the Narcissus and Cruz battle was just fucking depressing. An immortal emperor in a mundane universe. What involved in the matter? Yeah, so overall, I'm not really enthused with the battles that I conducted. In those spaces. I don't really like the way the story has ended. I just am left feeling meh. What now? What did I miss? What could possibly... What? What did I do? Defeat the iniquitous Baptist without destroying itself. Who the hell is the iniquitous Baptist? Is that the character form of Jacob? The enemy form? Maybe. It could be. Because I've never seen that name before, but that would make sense. Yeah. I don't know. The story didn't really go in a way I found enjoyable for this last part. It was kind of just a slog. A massive slog. I'm just all around let down by it, I think. But I still don't understand the whole Rene thing. Becoming Narcissus and Cruz. I don't understand. I'm going to have to go Google that, and that irritates me no end. Okay, I'm learning things here. What are with these ads? Anywho. So Narcissus and Cruz was the leader of the Ordo, but he was artificially created by Rene and Jacob for the purpose of, as we know, preventing the apocalypse. But I'm just learning now that Ingold is Jacob's surname. I hadn't made that connection when we were talking about Ingold and his nefarious intentions and purposes in those texts. They were like, ooh, I'm starting to suspect this guy. And what happened to the master? So that's interesting. So, yeah. Jacob was the Ingold in those references. And now it says, Narcissus Cruce was created by Jacob to house Rene's disembodied consciousness after he failed to transcend on his own. How interesting. The Oceanid Lyris's essence, Alan Guillotin's pocket watch, and Carter's corrupted remains were used as a basis for his body. I'd like to know what happened to Rene, actually, because remember, Carter had this problem. I'm going to be honest, I still don't even know what the problem was that he had. And Jacob and Rene were trying to figure out what it was to heal him using Rene. So I'm not quite sure how this corresponds to that particular issue. Yeah, the master was able to restore consciousness of the Order's enemies, blah, 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 blah. He also created a caterpillar, but it doesn't say how. Okay. Here we go. Look, we're reading some fucking text. I don't understand, so I'm freaking reading. After the cataclysm, René de Petrichor and Jacob Ingold calculated the world formula from data collected from Khaimera-related ruins. They predicted that all the birthing waters of the world would dry up. Hundreds of years after that, a flood during the Second Diluvian period would cover the earth. Yeah, okay, you know what? I don't care about that part. During the exploration, Jacob fell into a coma due to his weak condition. René saved Jacob with the power of the abyss and turned him into a neo-human. Oh, that was René's fault. I thought that was Jacob's fault. I see. Later, René and Jacob returned to Fontaine and explored ruins related to the Remuria civilization, while using Elianus' flesh and blood to strengthen Jacob in the hopes that he would survive the apocalypse. That's what we saw earlier. Yep. But why are we... Oh. Is this before or after they created Narcissus and Cruz? It doesn't say. It doesn't say when they created Narcissus and Cruz. Weren't they really talking about hoping that he survives? During their journey, they reunited with their childhood friends, Alan and Marianne. Alan recommended that René and Jacob join the Institute of Natural Philosophy, which had a temporary collaboration between the three on Alan's project. Didn't know what the project was. But René sought Alan's help in saving the world. Alan rebuked him as he did not believe in the results of the world formula calculation. Good for Alan. Therefore, René recruited other members of the Institute to join him in forming the Narcissus and Cruz Ordo. The peace was broken, however, when Alan discovered that Jacob and René had secretly been conducting experiments using Elianus' remains and had even experimented on his terminally ill assistant Carter in an attempt to save his life. The procedure ultimately failed and caused Carter's body to begin rapidly deteriorating. Carter's subsequent death led Alan to completely sever his relationship with the two. You look fair. Alan seems to have had his head screwed on straight. I don't know enough about this guy. What did he want in life? I don't really know. He was held in high esteem by Carter. That much we learnt right at the very beginning when we were learning about the Ordo, or this group. But I don't actually know what Alan's goal was and how he died. René and Jacob eventually ventured to the submerged Narcissus and Cruz Institute and visited Lyris, an Oceanid who was once the director of the Narcissus and Cruz Institute. René had initially planned to take care of her, however René's plan required a pure Oceanid, but after the cataclysm, Fontaine only had tainted hydrophantasms, that's news to me, which were considered inferior mutants of Oceanids. Therefore René shifted his focus to Lyris, who remained in Fontaine. Okay. René made the decision to become the first subject of his radical experimentation and have his personality removed. Brave idiot. Prior to the secret ritual, he had extracted Carter, facilitating his rebirth. Although she was apprehensive about joining him in poor condition, René eventually convinced Lyris to join the Ordo and extracted part of her essence to replicate her body. During the ritual, he used the blade to extract his own consciousness and be reborn as the Master, Narcissus and Cruz. Okay, so Narcissus Cruz was never its own entity to start off with. It was always essentially René. I don't think the quest did a good job of explaining that even remotely. I was always under the impression they were two separate people. Unbeknownst to him, the ritual failed and René was left incapacitated and without a body. Jacob attempted to conceal his development from the rest of the Ordo with mixed results, leading to widespread suspicion in some members between... That's the information we were reading earlier. Jacob then used said defectors as test subjects to perfect the ritual. He did not, as part of his ongoing obsession to bring René back. At some point during this, Marianne started to suspect the truth and fell out with Jacob, though she would not completely cut ties with the Ordo. Using techniques from Khaimera, possibly Chemia, don't know it. To further refine Lyris's essence, Jacob succeeded in creating hydro-eidolons, who could maintain a rudimentary humanoid form, and eventually created a sentient being whom he taught how to speak and the basics of natural philosophy. This creature only lived for 32 days before dissolving once more, however, which led him to experiment with further materials aside from Lyris's oceanid essence. He returned to what was left of Carter, and uses corrupted tissue, the refined essence, and some of his failed attempts to create the Master's definitive body. Using the pocket watch Alan had gifted him as a cornerstone for the ritual, he successfully implanted Rene's consciousness into the creature and named him Narcissus and Cruz. Before resuming his position as his friend's subordinate, Jacob erased all memories of the ritual's failed attempts and all the lapsed time from Narcissus and Cruz's mind as to not obstruct his path to transcendence. The Master believed his first attempt to have been successful. Although he was aware of a portion of his life and memories being missing, he believed that his newfound immortality, this lost time and experience, wouldn't matter in the long run. Where the hell do you get this information from? 21 and 5. 21. And oh, I don't read the enigmatic pages. Fuck, maybe I should start reading that shit. And 5. Log. Interactorable. What? Okay, I don't know about that. But okay, I don't read those, so that's probably on me. Oh, my head hurts. Where were we? There. As testament to his power in using leftover materials of his own rebirth, the Master created Caterpillar by, here we go, by imbuing a Hilichurl with human intelligence and memory, eventually teaching it human. So he really did just originate as a Hilichurl. It wasn't like a merging of two things. It was just a Hilichurl base that he made better. Okay. I was expecting more, but we'll roll with it. According to Caterpillar, during his time in the Order, the Master frequently led ceremonies using the Holy Blade of Narcissus and Cruz in accordance with ancient dictates. It also traced back to Liyue and Sumeru. The Master had many radical ideas, blah, blah, blah. And that obtaining a vision is a guaranteed path to destruction. Fuck you. Later, Master sent Lyris and Jacob to 4 specific locations for a secret mission. The tasks were to deconstruct and reverse the utility of the Seal of Chemical Managed. Know what the fuck that is, as well as internalize an unknown entity or concept. Yes, I'm reading this super fast. I'm not here to read this leisurely to you. I'm here to just educate myself. Dwight Lasker. Who the fuck is Dwight Lasker? Received an investigation report indicating abnormal activities within Narcissus Cruz Auto, which was hidden within the blah, 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 blah. Things happen. Blah, blah, blah. Through this, the Master learned that the Court of Fontaine officially considered the Auto an illegal extremist group. So it should. Considering Jacob's wishes and friendship Alan and Rene had once had, the Master used the Book of Revealing to show Alan the impending apocalypse that had calculated and attempted to persuade him to join their plans. However, he once again rejected the offer, and they left. Master was displeased. Okay, around 400 years before the events of the story, Caterpillar carried out a task. He failed, ended up in the fortress. The Master had a violent clash with the Hunters, including Alan, Marianne, and Seymour. Eventually, the Hunters defeated the Master and his followers within the remnants of Elenus. For the Master fell into the chasm that dissolves all things, Rene's consciousness told Alan that he would surely return to save all souls, even after many years. According to Caterpillar, the Master met a fate of failure and ruin, though it is not clear what this fate was. Jacob claims that the Master descended alone into the abyss below after being defeated by Hunters, blah, blah, blah. Jacob unsealed the entrance to the Primordial Sea and attempted to create the blade to free the Master and create a new world. However, we all got there first and shit happened. Go team. Mrs. Cruz eventually disappeared, laying down to rest in Anapausis. Which actually, can I go back to this? Another reason why I'm just so utterly disappointed by that quest line is that this was so freaking anticlimactic. The culmination on everything we've been dealing with, even though they didn't really build it up very well, was Narcissus and Cruz. And he just says, yeah, hey, I don't feel so good. My power's a bit depleted. I'm just going to chill over here. Bye. I'll never see you again. And then we just cut away and we start talking and life moves on. It was so anticlimactic. It wasn't sad and I would have liked it to have been sad. Yeah, it's not great. But anywho, I have a vague understanding of what happened now. I wouldn't say I've retained any of that. But okay, I'm glad that this finally makes sense because I was still super confused about Rene and Narcissus and Cruz. Now I know how and why they're one. Fine. So it's fine. Still super disappointed and let down, but like at least I understand now. So that's something.